Hey guys, just wanted to do sort of a channel update. I guess I've never really done a video like this before, but I know it's been quite a while since I've made a video. So I thought I'd just show you what I've been up to lately. I haven't forgot about YouTube. I just have been stretching my hobbies sort of thin and adding new hobbies. In this case, you might recognize some of this equipment. This is my reloading room that I've been into for the, I guess, past year and a half. Anyway, lots of junk. There's my precision AR, which is what I primarily want to focus on because that's what I've been spending the majority of my time doing lately. And you can see I just sort of got like a man cave set up in my guest room because I never have any guests. So there's some brass, there's my single stage press, there's my turret press, and at one point I used to road bike and mountain bike a lot more, but I've been pretty lazy lately, but sometimes the mood will strike and I'll take these guys out. But anyway, back to the main point of this video is just sort of what I've been up to lately. So let me set my tripod down here so you can walk with me through this one. So I've been into the AR-15 for a while. I just haven't been into precision AR stuff. So I decided to get into the precision stuff a couple months back, and I built this lower. This is a Mega Arms billet lower, and put on a Rock River A2 buttstock, Geissele SDE trigger, and then I purchased this upper from White Oak Armament, and this is their 20-inch upper, and I ordered it with a Wild chamber because they chamber their own barrel blanks there. And I'm not sure that I got the Wild chamber. It says Wild on the barrel, but using my comparator and bullet seating depth gauge and whatnot, I'm not really getting the overall lengths that you would expect to get from a Wild chamber. That's neither here nor there, maybe another video on that. But it does shoot good, and I don't care. So it all worked out. Topped off with a SWFA 3-15 by 42 scope, which has been far better than I could have hoped for. And yeah, so I'll sort of just dig into it. I've been working up heavy loads for long range shooting for AR-15. And what I mean by long range shooting is potentially out to 1,000 yards, which is absolutely doable. You can see videos of people doing that all day long, with their AR-15s. And so lately what I've been doing is just hand loading the best ammunition I can. A lot of it beyond magazine length, so it has to be single fed. And you don't really have to have any special equipment to do that, but I've been using one of these. It's called a AR bobsled magazine, and you just click it up in the magazine well here, and then you single feed through here, and it sort of lines up your ammo so it doesn't nosedive into the lugs or anything. But so I've been loading long ammunition and just seeing what kind of groups I can get. And yesterday I went to the range and I was pretty happy with what I was getting from this particular rifle. And I'll just show you some different targets. So as you can see, here's a 5-shot group, and the majority up here and one flyer. And what's real interesting is I was running most of these over a chronograph, and you can tell when you're going to have a flyer because you'll get all these really similar velocities, if not duplicate velocities, and then you'll get one that's real far off. So, I mean, this is all at 200 yards. So 200 yards, the bulk of them are, about 1.5 inches there, and then the one flyer. And I was steadily increasing my charges just to see. So this is a slightly increased charge, slightly worse group, but still, again, at 200 yards, you're looking at something like 3 inches or under, something like that. So not too bad. Here's another one. So 5-shot group from here to here, not too bad. And this is what I would say is the best group of the day, probably the load I'm going to go with. And keep in mind, this is at 200 yards. So this is under 1 inch. And then I had one flyer. which was significantly slower. So this one was, I don't know what the deal, maybe a bad primer, or I'm not really sure what was going on there, but you know, fantastic group going, and then threw the last shot down here and it showed on the chronograph. But I think this is a fluke. I think there was something wrong with a primer or something. So I'm going to load up some more of these and see if I can replicate this group. So for those of you that don't think the AR-15 can be very accurate, this is a 5-shot group at 200 yards. And then this was the hottest charge I loaded of the day for the particular load I was working, which is still, you know, pretty good. This is under 1.5 inches at 200 yards, so not too shabby. So, and then this one, as you can see, is I was switching powders. I switched to tack, and I'm trying to work up a different load for some different ammo using tack. And so this is actually, I honestly just wanted to put holes in the paper. I wasn't trying to shoot for best group. I was trying to shoot and see when I would start to see pressure signs, and you know, see what velocities I would be getting at different charges. And so I was just aiming and shooting these all at the paper, and you know, just making sure I didn't get any keyholes, and you know, making sure they stayed relatively on the paper. So nothing really scientific here, just kept this target. Tells me absolutely nothing as far as accuracy. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. Really pleased with yesterday's performance of what I've been working on, and you know, because most of this stuff, you're looking at, you know, lots of time. So you put together the rifle and you sort of hope for the best with the barrel you get, but most of my time is spent over here prepping brass, and I usually have this press where this one is, and I'm just single loading, you know, doing a massive batch of sizing or priming, and then, you know, weighing out charges and then tailoring those charges to get exactly what I want. And yeah, it just takes a long time to make good ammo, but when you do make good ammo, it really shows. So, you know, most of these people who, you know, are under the delusion that the AR-15 is only a 200-yard gun or something like that, I'm here to tell you it's not. It can reach out pretty far and pretty accurately, just depending on how much time you want to put into it. So anyway, that's sort of my channel update for Father's Day, and happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. And if you want to see anything in particular, I can go over stuff. I just, you know, no promises. I'm pretty lazy, but I'll give it a go. All right, y'all take care.